Good evening with Sports Night. I'm Anne-Marie Burke. Well, the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots will be looking to put some distance between themselves and the Barbados Tridents in their ongoing Hero CPL home match against St. Lucia Stars. The game has been delayed for almost 90 minutes now as rain has been falling at Warner Park. A win for the Patriots, who are on 6 points, will put them 4 points clear of the Tridents, while a win for the Stars will drop the Tridents into last place. Live coverage will resume on TV8 immediately after the evening news. Meanwhile, the Barbados Tridents are still winless on their home leg of the Hero CPL after losing their 4th overall match last night. Playing at Kensington Oval, the Tridents lost their 3rd home game in a row, this one to the Jamaica Tallawahs. They were sent into bat and made 151 for 9. Martin Guptill top scored his 73, including 4 fours and 3 sixes.
Bundle with Amla and Guptill opening the batting, and there was that pace we talked about before Amla was adjudged LBW of the bowling of Badri, and the typical Guptill stroke brought a 6, and that was the ball, one of the deliveries of the tournament from O'Shane Thomas. Steve Smith showed his wrist work, and then Guptill again. He's so good down the ground before Steve Smith went off the bottom edge of the bowling of the Grandham. Jason Holder announced himself off the first ball, but then he was run out as the capitulation of wickets continued for the Tridents. Johnson Charles, the fielder, and again straight down the ground from Guptill before Puran had a brain fade, and it ended up being 56 for 5 before the rains came in and delayed play for about 20 minutes. After the break, on resumption, Guptill stitched together a nice partnership with Imran Khan. It was worth 60. Guptill brought up his own 50 with that shot. Imran Khan occasionally was able to steal a boundary before he was dismissed. Well caught by Kenar Lewis. Guptill continued with the 6 hitting until this. 6 off the bowling of Powell, and then dismissed off the bowling of Powell. Wahab Riaz didn't do much as O'Shane Thomas scattered his stumps, and Shamar Holder and Nurse notched up 20 for that 9th wicket. Important shots being played by Ashley Nurse in his 20 from just 11 deliveries before he was dismissed off the last delivery of the innings, to the smile of Dre Ross.
The Tallows replied with 153 for 5 in 17.2 to win by 5 wickets. Player of the match Johnson Charles made 53 with 5 fours and 3 sixes.
Look at the Digicel highlights bundle as Johnson Charles started off in a rush. Glenn Phillips looked in good touch until he fell. Nice bounce and carry from Mohamed Irfan to pick up the first.
Yeah, it makes him so dangerous, isn't it? Trying to play that back foot punch. But Johnson Charles just kept swinging, and every once in a while he found the middle of the bat and the ball disappeared. Umpires rushing for replacements. And it was this innings, really, in partnership with Kenar Lewis, who broke the back of things for the Tallawahs. Catch from Martin Guptill out on the fence, a really tough chance for him. Johnson Charles made it to 50 off just the 28 deliveries. And fell soon afterwards to Wahab Riaz, trying to go through the offside for a change and perishing. Lewis then was put out of his misery with just 8 from 20. And from there on in, the hitters came in. David Miller opened up his account with 4 and 6. Rodman Powell was struck a blow on the helmet by captain Jason Holder. And then Powell got his eye in, found his range, and rushed towards the end of the game. Miller was dismissed by an absolute snorter from Wahab Riaz. Not a lot he could have done about that. First ball, Andre Russell stuck one out of the ground. Still probably the most astonishing shot of the day, but then astonishing still was run out, basically having given up the single, thinking that Mohamed Afan couldn't possibly hit the stumps from the edge of the circle. He did, and that was the end of Russell. On the grand home. Then came to the crease and with the aid of Rodman Powell saw the team home. A lot of depth, a lot of power. A very dangerous team indeed are the Jamaica Talawars.
The Tallows have retaken the lead on 10 points, but they've played 2 more fixtures than the chasing rivals. The Tridents remain 5th on 4 points. Well, India bowled out England on day 1 of the 4th test at the Rose Bowl today to take a slight early advantage. Choosing to bat first, England were 86 for 6 at one stage, but managed to get up to 246 thanks to Sam Curran, who top scored at 78. Fast medium Jasprit Bumrah took 3 for 46. In reply, in their first innings, India are 19 without loss to trail by 227 runs. Well, Barbados Tridents lost their international friendly series to Cuba Lions after going down in the second and final game last night. The first tie on Monday ended 0-0, but on this night at the Willie AstroTurf, the Lions would double up on the home team in a match that finished with each team down to 10 men. Both goals came in the first half. Louis Calero had a good strike in the 41st minute past the keeper Kishmar Primus. And when many thought that 1-0 would be the halftime score, the Cubans scored again just 2 minutes later in what seemed to be a botched attack from a weak set play. Andy Ruiz still managed to sneak the ball past the goalie. 2-0 is how it would stay till when the full-time whistle was blown. Well, the quarterfinals of the Monarchs of the Courts 2018 Road Tennis Tournament are now set after the round of 16 ended last night at the arena on Spring Garden. CBC's Kamal Haynes reports on some of those games.
We start with the second match of the night. Kiana Holder in the near court taking on Juliet Worrell. Holder with a drive down the right, leaving Worrell at a standstill. Unforced errors were prominent in this first game, but shots like this made the difference. Worrell wins the point. Holder, however, made fewer errors and took the first game 21-17. Here she executes the backhand slice to good effect and gains the approval from Worrell. Second game saw Worrell maintaining composure, and she was better this time around, applying pressure to the backhand of Worrell, eventually forcing the error into the net. Holder beat Worrell 21-10 to advance to the quarterfinals, winning 2 straight games. The third match of the night, a mixed doubles clash, saw the pair of Julia Morris-Young and Abby Clark in the near court, defeating Gaylan Edwards and Shabir Greenwich in 2 straight, winning both 21-18. Here Clark perfects the cross-court drive for the point. The second mixed doubles match of the night between the pair of Maria Cumberbatch and Winston Griffith in the far court and Shari and Dwayne Hope went down to the wire, taking the first game 21-18. Cumberbatch and Griffith were made to fight hard for the second game, taking away the match point from the Hopes to force a third game with a 25-23 victory. Game 3 saw the Hopes aiming to turn the match back in their favor, Shari with a drive to Cumberbatch which she fails to return. However, Griffith and Cumberbatch proved they wanted the victory more, winning the final game 21-16 to butt their quarterfinal spot. Now to the women's singles, number 3 seed Abigail Haynes in the far court had an easy time with Margot Lord. Lord here with the unforced error. Haynes handed Lord a 21-9 sow to put one foot into the quarters. The second game was no different. Haynes once again dominating both defensively and offensively, winning the game 21-10 and advancing 2-0. Kamal Haynes, CBC Sports.
Also through to the quarterfinals after last night's games are Davian Taylor, who defeated Merlin Edwards 21-12, 21-20. That should be 22-20. Emar Edwards beat Shaquem Nurse 21-12, 21-16 in the veterans. Kurtman Harewood defeated Emerson King 21-8. And in the mixed doubles, the pair of Asabi Downey and Sean Spencer got the win over Jessica Holder Vaughn and Michael Clark at 21-12, 21-4. Now that's sports.